Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel, Thinking Big to Change Mindset. Today, I felt like having some seafood, and instead of going out to spend a lot of money to a fancy restaurant or even to Red Lobsters these days, I decided to opt out and run to my local Walmart, grab me some lobster tails and some shrimp, and I also got me this Pillsbury cornbread, which I just realized that they sold the cornbread. Now, I also got some potatoes and I got some corn. I also grabbed me a bottle of wine. Yes, I decided I'm going to go real fancy today. First, I cut up my potatoes. I peel them, cut them up, wash them, and I cut them in half. That way, it'll take a short time to cook. I did leave some of the skin on the potatoes on. Then I got my corn. I sprinkled a little light seasoning on the corn just to give it that seafood kind of taste, and I also did the same thing to the potatoes as well while it was boiling. Now, I boiled the potatoes. After it was halfway cooked, I added the corn in one pot because this girl, I don't like to wash dishes, so I limit that. I also prepared my lobster tail. I wash them in some lemon juice. I did take the shells off, and I left just a little bit of the tail on there to kind of make it, fancy schmancy. I had this seasoning that I blended a few weeks ago and I keep in the refrigerator. It's with basil, thyme, and garlic. I sprinkled a little bit of Old Bay on there. I don't like a lot of seasoning on my meat, and especially seafood. I don't like to taste the seasoning while I'm eating my seafood. So I just sprinkled a little light Lorry's as well and a little black pepper. And yeah, there you have it. I did the same thing with the shrimp as well. Just sprinkled a little light seasoning on there and just let it sit for a little bit so it could marinate in the lobster tail as well as the shrimp. And then just give it a little shake and just let it sit and wait. Yeah. So that's the shrimp. These shrimps were it was not cooked. I got the raw shrimp so that way I could cook it to my liking. These had the little tails on at the end. And this is a what you call a noodle and a coconut milk from Grace. This is where you could get this. I think some Walmart has it, or you could go to the Jamaican store, the Caribbean store, and you could grab these. These are real good together. So I grabbed these to add to my seafood. I'm going to add a little bit of butter as well. Not much, just a little bit of butter to the pot with the potatoes and the corn just to give it a little moisture and that little taste of butter as well while it boils. As you can see, I'm kind of spreading the butter over the corn that will sit in the corn. And of course, here is the cornbread from Pillsbury. Like I said, I didn't know they sold cornbread, but I did manage to get it out and I put them in the baking sheet. Now, here is uh, the powder, the coconut powder, the Jamaican coconut powder. I just used a little bit and then I added a little bit of water and I stirred it up real good. Make sure you get all the bubbles out of there, all the clumps and the lump. I stirred it real good. And then I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pot. I sprinkled a little bit of seasoning as well to kind of burn the seasoning. And then I am putting my lobster tails in. And a little bit later, after the lobster tail is kind of sauteed a little bit, I'm going to add the shrimp and just let it sit for like 5 minutes. That way it's not overcooked. Here I am adding the noodles, the chicken noodle along with the coconut cream and just let it boil. I let it boil for like 10-15 minutes together. That way it'll boil down to a little paste. And after it boils down to the paste and it's cooked a little bit, what I do, I pour it over my lobster tail and my shrimp and let it cook for another 5 minutes. That way it is sauteed in there and it's seasoned in there. That way you could taste a little bit of coconut cream and all that good stuff. Yeah, so there is my coconut paste and my noodles. Here I am turning the lobster tails just for it to get a little color and just to make sure that it's well sauteed. And again, I did burn a little bit of my seasoning. That way, you could literally taste the seasoning in your food. Now here is the final product, guys. Tell me, how does it look? I did make some mashed potatoes on the side. I have my glass of wine. No, I don't have a fancy wine glass. I just drank it out of one of those little tumblers. But here's the final result. And I must say, it tasted so good. That cornbread is to die for. You guys really need to try it. That cornbread was really, really good. And everything tasted good. To me, it did. As you can see, the end result will tell you for itself that it was good. I am not trying to toot my own horn, but it was good. And here is the final result. I ate everything. I almost ate the plate because it was so good. But I just want to say this wine is to die for. And it only costs like $5 at Walmart. It's a sparkling wine. It's kind of in between champagne and wine. It is really good. It's real smooth. I almost downed the entire bottle. But yes, guys, this is the perfect way for you to save money. Stay home with your family. Just indulge. You guys could cook together while you're saving money, because 2025, we really have to be smart in what we do. But thank you guys for watching. And again, I hope you'll come back to this channel. Thinking big to change mindset. Have a great one. Thank you.